What's going on, guys? Gitchy1230 here with episode 30 of GTA5 Talk, and today's episode was submitted by Productions123, and he said, episode 30 on real estate and buying stores, buildings, etc. Please. Well, that was a top-rated comment with 17 thumbs up, so that is going to be the topic for today's video. So, as most of us know, buying properties was, of course, in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and it was a very enjoyed aspect of the game, I guess you could say. Now, with the release of Grand Theft Auto 4, buying properties was axed. There was no more of that, and that was a little bit of a disappointment. Buying properties was a great way to generate revenue and just kind of own the city. It was a cool way to control the city around you and just kind of put your name on more things. So now we have news that buying properties is back in Grand Theft Auto 5. Now that is awesome news, as I said. It's a very cool aspect in the game. So personally, I'm really glad to see this back. Now, one of the reasons I'm so excited is because, as I say in a lot of my videos, in Grand Theft Auto 4, I had more money than I knew what to do with. You know, by the end, I had $1 million, and the only useful thing to spend it on was, like, I don't know, a hot dog. And that shit wasn't even useful. That was just stupid. So, I don't know, like, For Grand Theft Auto 5 to have all this new importance on money, that's going to be a very useful thing to do. Because as we know, we have car customization, and I'm assuming that a lot of us are going to be putting a lot of money into our customized cars. You know, by the time you trick it out, you put on the rims you want, the fenders, the tints, and all that stuff, like the engine. There's so much to do. And even beyond that, there are clothes you can buy. There are probably cars you can buy from dealerships, I'm assuming. I kind of hope. That would be kind of cool. So I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot more importance on money. You're going to need to have money. It's going to play a larger role in the game, as they said. So buying properties is going to be essential for generating a lot of income. And one thing I do want to touch on is this. I remember back a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago roughly, I don't know if it was a rumor or if it was fact, but people were saying that buying properties was not in Grand Theft Auto 5. If I remember correctly, I almost feel like Rockstar confirmed that it wasn't in the game, but I'm probably wrong there. But either way, people were wondering why the game was delayed, 4 months. Grand Theft Auto 5 was supposed to come out spring 2013, now it's coming out September 17th, 2013. One of the rumors, one of the speculations was that the game was delayed so that buying properties could be added into the game. Now that would be cool, I'm down with that. If they can delay the game 4 months and then add a really cool aspect to the game, I'm totally in support of that, I'm not going to rage about that. So, I'm wondering if that's true or not. I'm assuming there were a few more reasons the game was delayed, probably just beta testing for glitches, and maybe the addition of a few other things. But, I wonder if it really was delayed so buying properties could be put in the game. I'm not really sure, but either way, I'm very glad to see it. So, when we look back at Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, as I said, there were a few different properties we could buy. There were things like hotels, there were things like quarries, just food marts, things like that, and they would all generate incomes, They would generate profit. Like the hotel would generate $2,000 profit, the quarry $2,000 profit, the food mart $2,000 profit, but then there were some other things, like Wang cars. If you bought that, it generated $8,000 profit. So basically, right now I'm thinking about Grand Theft Auto 5, and I basically want to run the town. I want to buy all the properties I can and have my name on as many things as possible. But we gotta wonder, what are the properties going to be in Grand Theft Auto 5? There are many possibilities here. I'm assuming that the things like food marts are going to be back, maybe gas stations, little things like that. But what bigger things, what unique things are we going to be able to buy? Some things that might be cool, just off the top of my head, are things like strip clubs. That's always fun. Who doesn't want to own their own strip club? Little things like burger shots. You can own a little fast food chain, generate a little bit of income from that. Maybe have like a fast food minigame or anything like that. Also, car dealerships, if those are in fact in the game. That would be, pretty expensive to buy, because obviously you've got to buy all the cars with it, so you got to be a pretty much a high roller at that point. And then maybe also little random things like corner markets. By that I mean like a gas station that sells like snacks and food and things like that. That's just a smaller thing to own. And one thing that I'm wondering is, what about houses for our characters to live? Will we be bounded to our own houses? Like when we're playing as Trevor, will we have to stay in the trailer? And when we're playing as Michael, do we have to stay in our nice little house in happy little Beverly Hills or whatever area he lives in? I don't know, I think it would be kind of cool for houses to randomly go up for sale and to at any point move into that house and just move to a different location on the map. Maybe it's just for convenience, maybe there's a certain area of the map that you like to hang out in, then you could buy a house closer to that area, or maybe it's just, I don't know, for any reason at all. I think that would be very cool. So guys, as always, please tell me what you think in the comments below. What properties would you like to see be able to be purchased? And I don't know, how do you feel about it in general? Also, leave your suggestions for future GTA 5 Talk episodes in the comments below, and thumbs up those other ideas that you like, because those will be the topics for future videos. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.